Howdy fellow Sublimation peeps. In today's video we're going to be reviewing a heat press. Old Bessie here, my Tussie heat press, is finally starting to get some cold spots after using it for about 5 years now. We got a new heat press from HTVRONT. It is a 15 by 15 swinger press. We're going to unbox it. We're going to see how fast it heats up, how accurate the temperature is. And we're going to start right now. Alright guys and girls, hoping you can see this okay. This camera's really high up. But so far we're going to check out and see what all we got in the box right here. Upon opening the box, I see we have, this appears to be the control panel of it. Very clicky, very nice. We'll go ahead and set that aside, see if we can get it set up and installed. I'll just put all the stuff over here out of the way. Now the hardest part is going to be getting it out. So I guess what we're going to have to do is just kind of... Oh, here's a manual. Yep, we're just going to have to put it down there and just pick it up, I reckon. Got him. Now let's take the styrofoam off and see what we got. Cool thing is, it comes already assembled and everything. If I look at that, that's kind of beautiful. The powder coating's nice. That's not powder coating, that's like a plastic. Interesting. Oh, so this is just a simple heat press. Oh, wow. The heating pillow feels great. Scoot this over a little bit, we can swivel that sucker all the way out. Oh, wow. That is darn right nice. This little control panel is actually, it just uses a USB connector. Interesting, never seen that before. Super duper cool. Simple. I figured the cable would be thicker than what it is, given the fact that it's a 15 by 15 heat press. But you know what? That's fine. I trust their engineers. Go ahead and swivel him on out the way and get this cable behind him. And we're going to get this plastic from underneath it. That pressure is not bad. Interesting. Yeah, I'll go ahead and get this plastic from underneath him. Honestly, this is a little different than what I expected. I expected it to come in multiple pieces and just, I don't know, it just didn't come in assembled, kind of threw me off, but that swivel assembly is nice. It's nice and free. I'm concerned about the amount of pressure it's actually putting though, because it doesn't feel like it's a lot of pressure. But then again, I don't know, we'll see. We'll try it, we'll read the manual, see what we need to do. Got an ASMR. Oh yeah. Alright guys and girls, so let's check this thing out up close. We're going to use our lucky gimbal here. This is the actual little control panel, and you notice it's connected through USB, which is kind of odd, but I like it. And look how easy the swivel is, like literally just, I mean, you can just guide it where you want with like one finger. It's super duper nice. I really do like this heat press. Let's go ahead and plug him up and see what we got. We're going to go down here and plug him up. Makes a nice little sound. Heating that guy up. We're going to go ahead and turn him on. Go ahead and heat him up to 360. And we're going to do 70 seconds. And I did find where you do the pressure adjustment. It's back here. That's more pressure, less, actually, yeah, more pressure and less pressure. And it really does lock down pretty decent. Make sure we're not crunching on any cables. Okay. Yeah. And you can see how the cables all interact with the bottom of it. So you can just swing them out of the way. And there we go. It's a nice pad and everything. It's really quite nice. And it appears to swing all the way around. I don't know why you'd want to do that, but just enough to swing out of the way so you can load t-shirts and stuff. It's kind of awesome. So yeah, I'm really impressed with it. We'll see. We'll go ahead and time it and see how fast it heats up to 300 degrees. All right, it looks like it took about right about 6.5 minutes to do its thing and heat up. So overall, that's not bad. That's totally acceptable. Now to press it, when you press, you just hold the time button for 2 seconds, and it'll start the countdown. So we'll go ahead and see what the the alarm is like on it. We'll see how loud it is and what the tone is and all that stuff. There doesn't seem to be any kind of sensor that lets it know when you're pressing or when you release. So in the meantime, we'll go ahead and check the temperature with our fancy infrared thermometer. It looks like it is around 362. I don't know if you can see that. So it's extremely accurate. It's within 3 degrees, which is totally fine and probably better than expected. Being 3 degrees off is not a problem at all. That's 1% off. That's, you know, your humidity and temperature in the room is going to matter more than that. So let's see what kind of tone we got. We're coming up on 7 seconds left, so let's see what it does. Very subtle, not annoying tone. Alright, guys and girls, while this thing heats up, we are going to we're going to try to see how much pressure we got right there. That feels like a good amount of pressure, maybe even a little bit more. Just trying to adjust some pressure for some metal and hardboard and stuff. Like, that's got a good amount of clamping pressure. I like that right there. I love it that just swivels away. We're going to be pressing 3 things. We're going to do a piece of metal, like a photo metal. We're going to do a small necklace to see how it does on small stuff. And then we're going to try a coaster. First up, we're going to go ahead and do a portrait. Our heat press is still heating up, but it should be just fine. Metal is one of the easiest things to even do. If you can't do metal, you can't do anything. Because metal, you almost can't mess it up. Outside of maybe forgetting to peel this, which I definitely have not done, ever. And if you believe that, you don't know. You've never done sublimation, because it happens to everybody. So go ahead and peel that. Now this is the Timu aluminum. We're going to go ahead and get that ready. I usually don't even do tape on it, usually on metal. I just roll it face down. And we got a little bit of slack on all 4 sides. And I can see that because we swivel the thing out of the way completely. We're actually going to go up to 375, and we're going to do it for 70 seconds. So we'll go ahead and do that. It's at 357 right now. So we'll go ahead and do that. We're aligned. We are good to go. Just as soon as it gets done, we can go ahead and press it. The only thing I wish this thing did, I wish it would like lock or something in the middle, because it could be a little off and you wouldn't really know. So we'll go ahead and let the heat press heat up a little bit more. But overall, this thing's fantastic. I love the pressure adjustment. I love the swivel. You can literally just move it out of the way, load your stuff, and just swivel it back. It's fantastic. It's got a good feel to it. I love this little adjustment panel. It's super duper nice. So now we're gonna go ahead and press it at 375 for 70, and hit the button, and it's gonna count down for us. Well, anyway, we're coming up on 20 seconds. As always, anytime you're handling anything hot, glove up. These are my favorite gloves, mainly because they fit my fairly large hands. I'll have a link in the description where you can find these guys. Coming up on 5 seconds. And we can just swivel them out of the way. And we can just flip them. And as expected from anything metal, like it's always absolute perfection. Metal's just like that. I don't know. Metal's just easy. Alright, we'll go ahead and swivel him back on that side to get him away from that other stuff that I don't think is flammable, but you don't want to test it. So let's go ahead and do our second thing. For our second thing, now that I'm feeling confident, we're going to go ahead and try to do this necklace right here. Go ahead and cut out the paper. And with this also being a metal / aluminum, we're just going to do it face down as well. That should be really nice. We're going to take a little bit of sublimation paper, a little bit of tape. I'm going to tape it down because I don't want it to shift. It's for somebody important, and it's the very last one I have. So let's tape him down. All right, we're going to swivel it, and you're going Alright, pressing. 375 for 75. Should turn out great, hopefully. And the reason we use this parchment paper is just to protect the press, because we don't want anything sticking to the press. And parchment, either parchment or that's actually butcher paper. Butcher paper will help protect that press. So we'll go ahead and let this press and see what we got with this. Alright, come up on 10 seconds. We're gonna glove up. Actually, no, we're fine. Just one glove. Go ahead and move it. Now let's see what we got. There we go. Perfect. Exactly what I was after. A nice, perfect print. We'll set that aside and let that cool, and we'll assemble that in a second. Now, I don't know how to actually reset the timer. I don't know. I just usually switch it back and forth. This is the very last one. This is a 4" by 4" hardboard coaster, because I want to do something hardboard too. So just like that, we got it. Now, we're going to center him up. Get a couple pieces of tape just to hold position. Now for this, it's a little thicker, so we're going to have to put the pressure down a little bit. So we're going to have to go up with it a little bit. And hopefully we can get a decent press. We're doing it for $3.75 for 70. And there we go. Off to the races. Alright, coming up on 15 seconds left, we're going to glove up because coasters get a little warm. So we're going to do that. And since this is the last thing, we'll go ahead and turn them off. To turn it off, you just hit the button for 2 seconds. And there we go. Go ahead and just peel the paper. And we are going to bam. And as expected, coasters always do perfect. They're just easy. So yeah, I guess we didn't really challenge the heat press, but that's most of the stuff I do anyway is steel and jewelry and hardboard. I have no doubt that it would do just as good with a t-shirt. But yeah, so that's the coaster we got. That is the steel piece. Absolutely fantastic. So yeah, we'll go ahead and get everything turned off, and we'll do a final thoughts video real quick. Alright, so what's my honest opinion? I think this heat press absolutely rocks for the price of around 160 bucks. It puts it directly in line with everything else, including my previously famous Tussie press, which I still do like those, and they're a solid unit, but I think this is just as good, and it's a swinger. You can literally swing it out of the way to load and unload objects. I feel like that's safer. You don't get the knuckle burn up top with a regular clamshell press. You don't get that with a swinger. The frame itself, solid metal, fantastic. Yes, the handle's plastic. A couple pieces are plastic. The adjustment knob's plastic. But I don't think it's going to be that big a deal unless you're just really cranking down on something, which I don't feel like this heat press needs. The pad itself is amazing. My favorite part is the control panel and just the color of it. The control panel has a good feel to it. I think it's super helpful to see your exact temperature, and the accuracy of this thing is just unmatched. I mean, we were within 1% of what it said on the control panel temperature-wise, based on my infrared thermometer heat gun. That's something you don't see with cheaper presses. My Tussie's like 15-20 degrees off sometimes, so I gotta compensate for it because it's getting a cold spot. It's getting a little old, but this thing's absolutely a tank, and I do love it. So I may just switch to it full time, but for a 15 by 15 press, 160 bucks for a nice press that's modern and just absolutely beautiful. I feel like you can't really do wrong with it. As always, I'll have a link in the description where you can find these on the HTVRONT store and also Amazon. But yeah, guys, hope this video is helpful if you're thinking about picking up a new heat press or your first heat press. Again, this is Jeff, Southpaw Studios. Peace, guys.